Hi, and welcome to the One Way Football 101 fan talk. Today it's all about the Irons.
Mighty Hammers.
Yeah, the mighty Hammers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm joined here today by Darren. Yeah, all the way from my hometown, Clacton on Sea. Do you still live in Holland or?
I literally moved. We moved in June. So
Oh,
just
you moved,
we're
yeah.
still in Clacton, but we moved the other side, the Peterborough estate.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, nice out. It's decent, a little bit
Do you
more
do
room,
you
bigger
still do
garden.
you are you still running the Holland? Is it Holland FC? Is it Holland FC?
Yeah, yeah, Holland Football Club. Yeah. So we're step six. First team's doing well. The kids teams are doing brilliant. But yeah, big future with that club as well. So we're
Oh,
pretty new.
good.
We're only 8 years old. So yeah, we're going places. Nice big stadium. So we're there. We're nearly
Oh,
there.
good, good, good. So we're here to talk about the Hammers because you're a big Hammers fan, yeah.
Yeah, massive.
And
Yeah,
uh, and all your and yeah, both of you got two lads, didn't you? Are they both Hammers fan?
yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Matty and Jay. Yeah, they're avid, mate. They're avid as well.
yeah, yeah. You got them right. You got them right under the foot. Then, like the minute they were born, Hammers t-shirt, Hammers t-shirt.
To be fair though, the father-in-law tried to stick them your way, mate. I remember him buying one of them an Arsenal t-shirt or an Arsenal kit. So
Oh,
when there's
mate, that might have fitted better. That might have fitted
yeah,
better. Actually, in
yeah. So
fact,
we put pace for that.
it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit because Arsenal are doing absolutely rubbish at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It's like when I look at Arsenal and West Ham at the moment, it's like we're in a parallel universe. And do you know what I mean? Arsenal should be up there, and I always look at West Ham and think that you should be down where we are, and it's completely changed this season.
No, exactly. And to be fair, I was going to leave it 5 minutes before I put the top London club jibe in there, James. But yeah, no, absolutely amazing.
Mind the
But it has.
gap.
He's turned on his head, isn't it? But yeah, and to be fair, some of the family use guys as well, but to be ahead of top, that's massive. Absolutely massive.
Yeah, I mean, and even in to be that Champions League spot, if you were to tell me last season, um, looking at the way West Ham performed last season, and he was to tell me, "Oh yeah, we're going to be up in fourth spot," I would have laughed my head off.
Yeah. Oh, you're not the only one. To be fair, we start the season, and as a West Ham, I'll be totally honest. Yeah, yeah. Your main aim is trying to avoid relegation, and if you can sit and tell on being a top 10 side, had a fantastic season. So,
Yeah,
well, what Moyes is starting to build there, and I was a bit disappointed when sort of we left the first time. They're not his most exciting manager in the world, but just a bit of stability, and it's what we need. You know,
yeah,
I think at the time, sort of a couple of years ago, we tried to. How can I put it? We tried to move into the stadium, be the next big thing, and we just didn't lay the groundwork. And
yeah,
that's the trouble. We nearly cost us. It did nearly cost us.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and obviously you come off of a nice good win last night, 2-0 versus Leeds. Lingard is looking good, isn't he? I bet you're so happy that you signed him.
Oh, massive. I mean, to be fair, I think when his name was touted about and we called him, a few West Ham fans on the forums were sort of a bit up and up. But listen, you're not an England international. You don't play for one of the top clubs in the country, in the world without having something about you. And he's come in, and you know what? He's just like a kid in the playground. It looks like he's enjoying his football. Looks like he's just. I think he's that main man, big fish in a relatively small pond. And I don't mean that as disrespectfully to the club that I love, but he's come in and he wanted to show people, and he wants to show people what he's about. A bit like
Yeah,
Craigie Dawson.
yeah, yeah.
Absolute England spot coming up for that man, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's got to be. I mean, when he was at United and he kind of slipped. And you know what? When he used to face Arsenal, and he used to dance all over our pitch and everything. And I used to think he's a right old just he used to get right under my skin. But looking at him now, it seems like he's turned it around. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not that shadow of himself anymore. Now he's found his feet and he's getting more playtime. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And maybe he's a bit humbled.
Yeah,
He hasn't sort of had to dip into the lower levels. He's been from like an academy boy straight into one of the top teams in the world. And I think
yeah,
now he's realised that he's bubbled first. He's got to start working. He's got to start grafting.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because when being at Man United, there's a lot of big egos in that team. Do you know what I mean? Like Paul Pogba and And Martial. It's one of them teams where you just look at and you go, even if how can you build academy players in that team without all these big stars thinking that they're all it when really they're just rubbish? Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's Paul Pogba. Like I had this with my my mate yesterday, Prasanna, and he is just a donkey, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't rate him at all. To be fair, he had done me once, and he failed once at the club, didn't he? And then he's gone. But I think you look, it's a confidence thing with a lot of people. And Lingard's showing that. You take Dawson when he was at Watford, released by Watford, a Championship club, come to us, few ropey go. His first game was a little bit ropey, getting his match fitness, but like he hasn't put a foot wrong, and he's only confident, James.
Yeah,
It's just having a team around you that believes in you, a little bit of camaraderie, a bit of chemistry, and a lack of ego. You
yeah,
know, just
yeah,
team that's, I think, a team that's working hard now, and that's what
yeah,
Moyes needs to do. He knows his youngsters in there. He's openly said that he needs a few 28-year-olds and whatever else to keep us solid, and that's what he's done.
yeah,
Just a shame we didn't keep him back when he started in 2017. Maybe we'd be a little bit more consistent now, but hopefully, like last night, first 15 minutes was awful, mate, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Started flattening it apart. We've learned how to win playing bad, and that's never been the case with us. We struggled to win when we was playing good.
Who
Two
scored
seasons ago,
who scored the second goal? Was it Drew? Was it Drew?
Dawson,
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah,
yeah,
Dawson. Yeah,
great.
Craig Dawson. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, looking at that
Yeah,
West Ham team now, though, and Moyes has completely turned that around. Do you know what I mean? You've seen Moyes go to different teams, and he has just not been the same as what he is now at West Ham.
yeah, totally. And I think he's got a second bite of the cherry. He's come. He knew what his game plan wanted to be the first time that he was with us. But he's coming. He's just continued that. I think he's got in there and told Golden Sullivan, this is what I want. You need to give me time. I've got a 3-year plan. You ain't going to get what you want in 3 months. But he's achieved what we needed quicker than what I expected. Just hope for his sake that we are short of centre midfielder. We are short of striker. We are short maybe a fullback. But let's hope Golden Sullivan back him at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Just give him a couple of quid, get rid of some dead wood. Because I think the one thing we are is a little bit, although we've got a good squad, we're a little bit lack strength in depth in
yeah,
certain positions.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Another good player as well, Antonio. I think he's awesome.
He's like a truck, isn't he? He's like an
Yeah, yeah,
absolute animal. And
yeah.
we was watching last night, and technically he's not the most gifted boy in the world, is he? But saying I'd rather have someone that runs like a steam train and gives his all than a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
boy
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
brilliant. But yeah, I wouldn't change him for the world. And I think what he's got behind him, you've referenced with Lingard and Benrahma, he's got the technically gifted players behind him. And that drags the defenders out and it gives him a little bit of space. But he's got a thankless task up there, and it just looks like he's been fantastic, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Let's look at your last 5 games. Obviously, you beat Leeds 2-0 last night. Then you lost against City, which to be fair, 2-1 isn't
Unfortunately,
about.
really had a last minute equaliser.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, even when we faced City and it was only 1-0, I was quite shocked. It didn't feel like a big loss to me. Do you know what I mean? Even if it was a loss, but I mean 1-0 against City at the moment because City are in good form. They're running away with that now.
Yeah, without that. And then before that, like you say, beating Spurs was massive. The game before that, but
Yeah,
then the City one, we could have missed the point in the last minute, and arguably had more possession against them than what we did against Leeds last night.
yeah,
And it just goes to show you that the Leeds one was massive because if you go back last year, I might get my scores wrong, so I'll post to any viewers, but I remember over the last 2 seasons going to the London Stadium, I remember losing 5-0, 4-0. I think we played and league in about 3 weeks, and it's got to the point if we can score a goal and contain them to scoring under 3, we've made progress. So 2-1 for us was, you can see the progress we've made with that result alone. Really.
yeah. And the game before that, you played Sheffield United, easy 3-0.
Yeah, big one. That was a little bit of a grudge match. That still goes back to the old Tevez saga, doesn't it? So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not disappointed to see Sheffield United struggling on that one.
yeah. And then you drew against Fulham 0-0.
Yeah, do you know something? And on that, and I think most West Ham supporters are pretty realistic. I thought we was fortunate to have a point in that one. I think Fulham deserved the point.
It's
I'll be
getting
honest
to
on
that
that one.
nitty gritty time now, isn't it? I mean, where you got teams like Fulham, they know that they can still be in that relegation zone, and it starts to be that time where it's a squeaky bum time. Do you know what I mean? Where they need to start grabbing points. I mean, look at they just beat Liverpool 1-0.
Yeah, without that, and I think what they've dragged themselves right back into it. I think Newcastle are in a little bit of trouble now.
Yeah.
Newcastle, and I think I can see Fulham leapfrogging them, and it's good for Scotty Parker, ex-West boy. Young manager, and he's doing bits.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What was the other thing? Yeah, do you think that you can get Champions League then? Do you think you're safe for that spot, or?
Do you know what I'm saying? Listen, I think every West Ham supporter would absolutely just do whatever they needed to do if we could get that. I think we've got to be realistic. I think if we can get top 6, Europa, I think that's a reasonable request. There's no reason why we can't get the Champions League, because we are winning. We are winning when we're playing poorly, or we are grinding out results. But I think at the end of the season, if you give me league position now, Europa football next season, I'd bite your hand off.
Yeah,
I really would.
But I think last season you were fighting for relegation. Like, do you know what I mean? Stay out of that relegation.
Yeah, finished 16th. And to be fair, that was only because we had a little run towards the end. We was bottom 3 for big parts of that. And I think that's why it's an unbelievable turnaround.
Yeah, massively. I couldn't even believe it. Like, do you know what? This has been the weirdest season ever, though. I'm not just saying that because I'm an Arsenal fan. It just goes to show, though. Also, you don't some teams you don't need fans behind you, but some teams need them. I can't say that because at the Emirates there are no fans. When there are fans there, you can't hear them. So,
but to be fair, we've got the best fans in the world. But I think it's the stadium in it, But what we are as West Ham supporters, we are a fickle old bunch. And I was going to bring this up. I was going to sort of ask you in your opinion, James, that I think the likes of Sheffield United, I think the likes of Burnley are missing supporters. I think the likes of West Ham ain't. I think the team's thriving on the fact that we haven't got supporters in there. Through the rough times. I mean, if you had them in there now, the place would be rocking.
Yeah.
I know people call it a soulless stadium, but when that goes, that does go. But I think not having supporters in there has benefited the team. It's given Moyes time to settle the team down. There's no criticism for the new boys that are coming in. They've all got a little bit of time. And I think we're one of the teams that not having the fans in has benefited.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, of course. But I was going to go back to your stadium. What is it like there? I've never been there, but have you ever been there? Like they've got the track that goes round it and stuff. Like, do you seem really far away from it? I don't know.
Yeah, you saw that. It's probably a bit like being in Wembley. I mean, the track area is all carpeted now, and when we go, we generally the seats that we got and we use are near the away supporters. So you've got a little bit more of an atmosphere. But yeah, it is far away. But when it goes, the acoustics are massive in there. I think the first few years in there, people left Upton Park. The ones that used to sit in the Bobby Moore, the ticket run, no one really knew where to get their tickets, and it was a bit of a lottery as to where you put your tickets. So it was always going to take 2 or 3 years for people to work out where to sit, if that makes sense. So when you bought your season tickets in there, it was a 2-year deal. So you sort of have to find spot or make do of it. But I think what you'll see going forward is people now know where they want their ticket. You'll end up having certain sections, like you do in most grounds, that'll be louder than others. And I also think it's quite touristy as well. I just think you'll always have that element there, just purely for where it is. But I think you'll start seeing a few proper supporters back in there. Now, number one, we've got a little bit of success. Number two, there's a chance to actually get the season tickets where those at the start of this and when we first moved in, it was sort of every season ticket holder to get two on the guest list, if you like, and there was all sorts of supporters picking the season tickets up, and I know them as well. So I think that'll improve. I really do, James.
Yeah, because even like you say, with the track used to be, then they could even like make that into more seats, no?
Yeah, I think they've tried. I think the plan was for retractable seating and that, but like the old Tottenham supporters keep reminding us, the rented ground. I think they've got their hands tied of what we can put in a minute, but.
We'll never live it down that they've got like an extra. Is it 100,000 or something? I don't know, seats or something like that. Do you know what I mean? 60 is it 61,000 or something like that?
61,500
or something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Still
yeah.
feeling that trophy, mate.
Who have you got next in your next game coming up? Trying to
So
get up
yeah,
here.
big one, Man. Yeah, Man United. So
You're Man
that's a big
United, yeah?
one for us. I think. Yeah, and I think when you looked at the FA Cup game that we lost to them, I was quite disappointed on that. And one of the few times I've been this season actually beat, and it looked like we wanted to go at them, and it was probably the most sterile 0-0 sort of at the time, full time that you've ever seen. And
Yeah.
I think all I want is for us to go for them. I think they're there for the taking. You know, they had a great result against City, but I think they're there for the taking if we go for them.
Oh, yeah,
And
definitely.
that's all I need us to do.
Yeah,
Is go for goal.
definitely. I mean, if you're going to give a score on that game, what would you give? What'd you go for?
I'm thinking a little 2-1 to us, though.
2-1 to use, yeah, I'd go with that as well. Actually, yeah, yeah, definitely. I might do that on my predictions in the Big Prime podcast on Thursday. The other two lads, I think, Sarbi and that, I think are going crazy, but no. Yeah, then you've got us straight after.
Yes, yeah, and that's it. And you know, and I think this is our little tricky patch. When you've looked, we've had sort of obviously City. You know, we've had Tottenham, we've got Hughes, we've got United. We can get over this, and you know, it's one of them. You look at our last 3 games, and if you're talking about Europe, we've got Brighton and West Brom away and Southampton at home. There's our last 3 games, and you know, we're still in the mix. Then, you know, if we're still sitting in that top 6 and we're in the mix, we've got a massive chance.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. Say if you beat United, you beat us. Your next game's Wolves. You got Leicester, but I'm just looking. It keeps like rolling on and on. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Eventually, there's going to have to be a crack there somewhere, isn't there? Even if you were to get past us two, you know.
There is.
You've even got like after Leicester, Newcastle, then Chelsea. It's just
yeah, and but I think you look at the other teams as well, and they've got them types of teams still to play as well. You know, and I think the difference issue is teams don't want to play us either. You know, it isn't just the case of can we pull a result against one of the top 6 or can we nick 3 points here? Teams don't want to play us.
Nah.
You know, we'll be going into every game as an underdog still when you're playing the top 6 or 7 teams, and that suits us at the minute.
Yeah,
and they don't want it. So, you know, just got a little bit of creativity up there that we didn't have, a little bit of pace. And like you say, a few injuries coming back now as well. So hopefully running the season, fingers crossed, should be good.
Perfect, mate. Anyway, that's all we got time for, I'm afraid. Thank you, Darren, for joining us.
Nah, brilliant, mate. I really appreciate the opportunity. And if you need me again, get yourself, buddy.
Yes, hopefully we can get you back on. Might actually even get you on. We'll try maybe do a combined 11 with Arsenal and West Ham, and I'll get Sarbi involved. Do you know Sarbi?
No, not off the top of my head.
No, Sarbi. Well, he used to work with me in the bar that used to come in over in Gran Canaria. He used to be the PR. The PR. He used to PR outside.
Oh, yeah, I know you, mate.
You know him. Yeah. I might get it to do a combined 11 then. That'll be quite good.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be good. Look forward to it.
None of the Arsenal players would get in there, but
I don't know. I think your Arsenal boys are doing brilliant this season, mate. I love it.
So does the rest of London.
Yeah, tell me about it.
All right, then, Darren, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe on this video. If you haven't already, give us a cheeky little like and let's get them subscribers up. Yeah. Thanks, Darren. We'll catch you later, mate.
Lovely. Up the hammers. See you later, bud.
One Way Football.